What day is this?
What day is it?
Yeah, is it day 5? Sunday,
4.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Huh?
I think it's 4.
4? Is the day Thursday or Friday?
Thursday.
Day's Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess it is. All right. Day 4. Never been on the AT where they had an underpass. So yeah, this is the first. I don't know who spent the money on this. I know it dang sure wasn't an ATC. And we did pass a ATC owned property. I don't know what it is, what it was. It was awful run down. I mean, it looked terrible. Needed painting, and I guess it's an office. Of course, we came by about 7 and there wasn't anybody there. Of course, they probably worked banking hours. But anyway, I guess we're on day 4. For some reason I thought it was day 5. So we're heading up, I don't know, some obscure mountain that we're going to be doing, I think 17 today. So we got about 3 climbs today, but you know, their climbs here are not, for the most of them are not as steep, and they're certainly not as long, because you're not gaining as much elevation. So a lot of road crossings, fresh grounds hit us at, not all the road crossings, but about every 7-8 miles we'll get a water or snack or food, a meal outright. So we are going to be meeting today up with Yard Sale and her husband. So Yard Sale has the Lookout Hostel in Pennsylvania, about 2 hours by car north of here, and I've met her one time at trail days, so looking forward to seeing her again, reconnecting, and sit down and break a little bread or whatever it is, eggs that Fresh Ground's got for us. And I guess I'm surprised she's down here. I guess she just came to see Fresh Ground because kind of in the middle of Sobo season. Have not met too many Sobo. Met one yesterday there in Bowling Springs, and that's the only one that I know of we've met. So obviously the Sobos not near as bubbly as the Nobos are. So you don't get a big huge mass of them coming through. Like sometimes Fresh Ground will feed, when the Nobo bubbles coming through, he'll feed 20 or 25 at a time. So that probably gets to be a bit much with this setup. He could certainly feed that over a period of time, a day easily. But one fell swoop, I can see that being taxing because it's one-man operation. And he's not really a short order cook. The food that he fixes is first class. Just watch out for his chili. If you get it off the bottom of the pot, you're liable to get all the hot stuff in there. All right, we're up the first ridge. We'll continue on up. All right, we just passed a view, which the views around Pennsylvania are few and far between. So it was pretty neat though. I love getting on the views, looking back where you came from and thinking, hey, you're looking way off in the distance, almost as far as you can see, particularly through the humidity mist, and go, hey, we walked over those mountains, across that plateau or valley floor all the way to here. So it is a valley because this is the Cumberland Valley. But we're coming up on Darlington Shelter. We are pretty much at the top of this first mountain. They call them mountains. I kind of call them hills, but anyway, we are coming up on them, and Here's some signage. Welcome to Cumberland Valley. Next 17 miles are maintained by the CVATC. There's all kind of signage up here. Holy cow. Tuscarora Trail, Darlington Shelter, not going that way. Miller, nope, 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 nope. Tower Road. Oh, I'm going, what did it say? Huh, sort of going the wrong way. AT South. Okay, so I guess this is the AT North. Yep, see the white blaze. Next 12 miles maintained by the Mountain Club of Maryland. Didn't even know there was such a thing. A lot of clubs in here maintain a very short distance, but I know, down around the southern part, it was, which I'm still in the southern part, but down there around the PA Potomac Appalachian Trail Club area, they've got some really nice shelters. This is another club, but the shelters, it's a little ways off trail. I might stop in. We got plenty of time today, so I might do that anyway. Danimal, he likes to get on trail and go. And anyway, so this is what it's looking like through here. Yep, we're definitely over the summit. One thing about the mornings that is, my feet feel so good. They feel normal. I just wish that toward the end of the day my feet could feel this way, where I wasn't hurting. Even stretching, even taking vitamin I, that knocks the edge off is about all it does. So, but right now, man, they feel great. I feel like I could hike 24 miles it's ain't a problem in the world with my legs or my back or none of that. It's just my dadgum feet and plantar fasciitis. So if I could get that worked out, I might could go do something, do some big miles. But like yesterday, we got done early, and there's 7 miles I had to skip in here because Danimal's already done those. And he said he'd repeat them, but I didn't want him to have to repeat them because he'd said earlier, hey, he didn't want to, but now he was okay with doing it. But I didn't want him to have to do that because this is his vacation. So one of these days I'll come back and get that 7 miles. I had thought about seeing if I could get my Gandalf to slack pack me those 7 miles, but he's got to come pick me up, take me to the airport. And I think that would, that's just too much to ask, because he's got to come. Yeah, I'm going to go, this is only 200 yards to Darlington Shelter. I'm going to check it out, see what kind of shelter it is at a different club. But anyway, I didn't want to, he's doing an amazing thing to bring me to the trail an hour and a half and then come back and take me to the airport for 2 hours. So that's a 4-hour round trip. I don't know that, I'm sure I've got some folks in the matrix that would help me out like that, but just people that, while not total strangers, people you've only met vicariously through somebody else or just met online, and because you're all part of this thing we call the trail community, they're willing to do that. That's just amazing to me. So if you ever watch this, Gandalf, man, you're an amazing guy for doing that. Thank you so much. We're going to check this shelter out. Okay, so this is Darlington Shelter. This is a nice shelter. Looks like they've painted it sometime. Glad they did. Some a-hole is written all over it. Why people feel the need to do that, I have no idea. Oh, so it's got some bunks. I have noticed up here, some of these shelters have bunks in them. So you got 4 people there. You probably get 5, maybe 6 down there. So yeah, that's pretty neat. It's got a map. Thought this was pretty humorous. Map says, "You are here." So the privy is on down by the spring. Don't think I'll go on down there, but yeah, the Mountain Club of Maryland. You did a good job on your shelter here. So this is pretty cool. Got a neat little skylight. All right, let some light in. Yeah. Good job, guys. Big old huge tree that they took down. So probably a good thing, or else it'd fall on the shelter. But you can see this huge void in the canopy when they took that down. All right, let's get back on trail. Some tent sites here. Oh, there's the privy. Well, we'll just hit the trail. All right, for you folks out there who don't know what the inside of a privy looks like, this is not typical. This is huge. I mean, you can, that is a door closure. So it's a two-holer, but one hole is always out of service, so to speak, so that it can recover over here and use that. But anyway, and this is a composting. So somebody's hauled up cedar chips or pine chips all the way up here that you put in after you do your business. So this is a really nice privy, and they've got a little storeroom right here, I guess for maintenance on the whole grounds up here. So good job, folks, at the on the privy. This is one of the nicer ones on the trail. You don't always get a nice one like some of those down in Tennessee don't have any, and some in North Carolina are sorely lacking. So like there's some of those, and even in Virginia there's some that they used to just be a toilet seat in the woods with nothing around it. So, and then I've seen them where they just had like 3 sides on it, and people in the shelter could see your head and shoulders while you're taking care of business. So anyway, that's a nice one. All right, enough of that crappy subject. Let's keep on going down trail. Lord of mercy, that's a heck of a climb. I thought it's been transported back to Virginia for a minute, but I think I'm at the top of it. But it's a lot like that all the way up. I need to go back and look, see how many feet I gained. I'll leave it here, but you can look at the contours and tell how steep it was. And I think I'm up here at the top, and I know I'm at the top, I think, when I see the gas line, and then it kind of turns into a ridge walk for a ways till it heads downhill into Duncannon. So we had 8 miles to go from where we left the van breakfast, so we'll see. But anyhow, that was a heck of a climb. Bugs have come out, and bugs fly, I've determined, at 2 miles an hour. So if you can hike faster than 2 miles an hour, you can outpace the bugs. Unfortunately, with all these rocks, that ain't always possible. So I have to pick my way through them, find either dirt or flat rocks. If I step on a pointy rock like that one right there, then it will tear my plantar fascia up. So I spend a lot of time looking down instead of looking up in these rocky areas, which there's a bunch of. All right, but at least it's flat, right? At least Pennsylvania's flat, like Virginia's flat. All right, this is the kind of stuff I hate going through. Begin with, I'm sure there's ticks all through here. You don't know what else is in there, but yeah, this is in a bad state of needing some maintenance. But can't do anything but go through it. As long as you can find a trail, I usually put my poles out in front of me, get the briars out of the way. Oh, there's a pretty view. I'll get in the woods and see if I can pick the ticks off of me. This is some kind of gas line through here. somebody said there was I saw on gut hooks where there was a good camping site down below all that. So not gonna go down there and check it out. It's so overgrown, but might be a good place to go if it wasn't so overgrown. All right, let me get up here and do a tick check. All right, no ticks. So through that area, and looks like it's going to be relatively flat from here for the next 4 miles on top of this ridge till I get to Hulk Rock, which overlooks Duncannon and the river. And you know, if it wasn't for all these rocks, man, I could cruise this section. But when you gotta look out for the little pointy rocks that are gonna aggravate you and you stumble over, then you can't get a good momentum going. But anyway, being on top of this mountain, I figure it's gonna be like this the whole way to Hulk Rock. And then we start going downhill into Duncannon, so that'll be awesome. That was our objective for the day, so probably 6 out. So far it's been a pretty innocuous, although great day, meeting all the folks back there at the Leapfrog Cafe that came to say hey to Fresh Ground. And yeah, all right, see you down trail. Well, I got about another mile on this ridge before I get to Hulk's Rocks, which is where it starts heading downhill in earnest. I thought I was going to get to cruise, but looking at the contours, they look fairly flat, but you just can't cruise around all these rocks, so it is what it is. We got about 2 miles into Duncannon, and so we've done really good. It's just 12:30. I think we got on trail about probably 7:30, so maybe 8-ish, 7:30, 8-ish. Anyway, actually made good time considering the rocks, and we stopped for, I don't know, 40 minutes to get us a bite to eat down there for breakfast and chat with everybody that showed up to chat with Fresh Ground. So yep, been a great day so far, and we'll get lunch and then walk on through Duncannon, grab a beer at Duncannon, and because it is after 12:30, will be after 12 o'clock, and meet on the other side of the river and head on in from there for the day. I might see if I can talk them into letting me go do that 7 miles that I had to skip. Probably take me I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours maybe to do that. Yeah, probably 3 to do it. I don't know, 2.5 to 3 to do that section, and I won't have to worry about doing it tomorrow. I mean Saturday. We'll see. Saturday's supposed to be a wet day, and you know, unless it's now, I have heard, I haven't had time to look at it, but I have heard the forecast has changed. I'd hate to come up here and hike all week with gorgeous weather and then hike a day in the rain and the mud the day I'm getting on the plane. Folks, my seatmates may not appreciate that. All right, let us get the head on, keep on going to Hulk's. All right, so we have got to Hulk Rock. I see why they call it Hulk Rock. It's like a hawk's bill sticking up here off the side of the mountain. Whoa. It's gorgeous. 2 rivers coming together there, and this is I guess this is the Cumberland Valley. I think we hiked all that over there. Yep, it's gorgeous. And that is the metropolis of Duncannon, where we're heading next. All right, I'm going to sit up here and enjoy this for just a bit before I go. Well, I've heard people say that the rocks of Rocksylvania don't start till Duncannon. I don't know about that. Looks like they, I feel like that I had been in them pretty much since, maybe not Sunday, but probably definitely Tuesday. Yeah, but, oh, little bench, how about that? Yep, pretty crazy. Plenty of resource material here to make steps out of, that's for sure. All right, we are into Duncannon, and this Sunoco 7-Eleven is supposedly hiker friendly. They got a sign out there as welcome, and it's also said to be a good resupply place. So we're not resupplying. Hey there, we're not resupplying. We're just in town, but we are looking for the Duncannon. And that guy, was that guy not back at the trailhead? That fella right there? Wasn't he back at wasn't he that backpacker that was at the trailhead where we left from breakfast?
Possibly, I'm not sure.
He looks just like there was a guy back at the trailhead. I don't know, that's crazy. But we left before he did. Unless he's yellow blazing or a totally different guy. But anyway, this is Duncannon in all its glory. We'll show you some more when we get going downtown proper. All right, so that's interesting, that house. You see how those brick are missing. So there used to be a porch on that house at one time, and the joist used to go into that space, and it's falling off. So we like see all these other porches on here. I guess they just didn't put it back up, but Duncannon seems to be, I don't know if it's typical of northern towns or just seems to have a lot of wear on it. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, this is the downtown proper, I'm pretty sure. All right, there it is. There's the door. Let me get out here in the parking spaces. Now, I have been told that the Dole, that is the last of the Anheuser-Busch hotels. So there was like, I've been told there was kind of outdoorsy. Okay. I've heard about them. So the Dole, there was 4 Anheuser-Busch hotels. I guess Anheuser-Busch was starting a hotel or something. Starting a hotel chain, and anyway, the Dole's the last of them, according to my source. That the rest of them were have been torn down. So there you go. All right, so we are back in the neighborhood now. We're in the residential part of Duncannon. They're pretty dang patriotic because they got a lot of flags out, a lot more per capita than I see back home. Then they got all these on the telephone poles and stuff honoring veterans. Looks like dead veterans. All right, last half mile of the day. We're crossing over the Juniata, I think. Is that how you pronounce that?
No clue.
No, it's not pronounced no clue. There wasn't a C in it. And the Susquehanna, how about that? Is that right?
Maybe.
They come together here, and anyway, we're crossing it. And this, we're gonna get picked up somewhere on the other side over there. Not exactly sure, but there you go. Goodbye, Duncannon. Tomorrow we'll be climbing that heathen, Peters Mountain. We'll be petered out time we get to the top of it, I'm sure. And it's probably just going to go straight up. I haven't seen too many switchbacks here in PA, Rocksylvania. All right, that is probably going to be it for the day. So we will see y'all tomorrow, day 6.